Have you ever felt like deep down like you're meant to lead, but you just haven't found the right path yet? Well, if you're a man and you happen to be a Capricorn, and especially if you've got Capricorn rising, the cosmos has a message for you.
Oh, intriguing.
Welcome to ASTRALX, illuminating your cosmic path. I'm Solarian Zephyr, your cosmic strategist.
And I'm Lunaria Celine, your intuitive guide.
Today, we're going deep. We're diving deep into those astrological currents of 2025. And specifically for you, as a Capricorn man with Capricorn rising.
Ooh, that's a powerful combination.
It is. It is. We're talking double Capricorn energy. And our sources describe this as an incredibly potent combination. Think of yourself as an architect of your own reality.
That's a powerful image.
It is, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah, this double dose of Capricorn energy, it really infuses you with incredible discipline, resilience, authority. But as with building any great structure, 2025 emphasizes the importance of careful planning, having a steady hand. The sources suggest this will be a year of gradual progress, not overnight success.
Right. And what's interesting is that this building process, it applies to all areas of your life, from your career to your relationships. It's about laying those strong foundations, the ones that will support you for years to come.
But what makes 2025 so important for this foundation building?
Well, according to the sources, the astrological alignments of 2025, they create this unique energetic landscape that really exemplifies Capricorn traits, which means your natural strengths are going to be even more pronounced. But it also means that any weaknesses or areas needing attention, those will be highlighted too. So it's prime time to hone your skills and make sure that foundation is rock solid.
Okay, so we've got this powerful Capricorn energy working for us. We know 2025 is all about building a strong foundation. Where do we even begin? What areas of life should a Capricorn man with Capricorn rising be focusing on in this coming year?
Well, based on our sources, there are three key areas that stand out: career, finances, and relationships.
Okay.
These are the pillars that will support your overall well-being and help you to create a life that truly reflects your aspirations. Okay, let's start with career then.
Yeah.
What kind of cosmic guidance can we offer our listener on that front?
Okay.
Our sources mention honing leadership skills as a major theme for 2025.
Yes. And this isn't just about, bossing people around. Capricorn men are natural leaders. They often lead by example. But this year, you're being called to refine your leadership style. Saturn, your ruling planet, is all about structure and discipline. So this is the year to step into a more vocal, authoritative role.
So maybe this means taking on a new project at work, one that allows you to showcase those leadership qualities. Or maybe it's about seeking out a mentor who can help you hone those skills.
Absolutely. It could also be about becoming more conscious of how you communicate. Think about the way you delegate tasks, provide feedback, or inspire your team. This year, those small interactions, they can have a big impact on your career trajectory.
Now, our sources also pointed to February 19th as a particularly potent day for our listener.
Oh.
Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yes. On February 19th, there's a Moon trine Saturn alignment, which is a very auspicious aspect for Capricorns.
Okay.
Trine means these celestial bodies are in a harmonious position,
Gotcha.
amplifying their positive energies. The moon, that represents our emotions and intuition, while Saturn governs discipline and responsibility. So this alignment suggests a synergy between your inner world and your outward actions.
So should our listener be looking for some kind of career breakthrough around that date?
It's definitely a time to be on high alert. It might not be a dramatic overnight change, but it could be a day where a new opportunity presents itself, or maybe you'll have a sudden burst of clarity about your career path. It's about trusting your instincts and being bold enough to act on them.
Okay, that's career. But what about finances? Our sources hinted that this is a crucial area for our listener in 2025, particularly in the first half of the year.
Right. It's interesting because the sources mention the reversed sun tarot card, which it might seem a little alarming at first. But it's not about doom and gloom. It's more of a cautionary tale.
So it's not necessarily that financial hardship is looming,
Right.
but more that this is the year to be extra prudent and lay that groundwork for long-term financial security.
That's a great way to put it. Think of it as tending to your financial garden. You're planting seeds now that will blossom into abundance later.
All right. So we've covered career and finances, but what about love? Are the stars aligning for our Capricorn listener to find his soulmate in 2025?
Well, love is always a complex area, but the stars do offer some interesting insights. The sources indicate that Capricorn men are drawn to partners who reflect their ambition and drive.
So not someone who's going to hold them back from achieving their goals.
Precisely. They need someone who understands their dedication and can either match their drive or at least be incredibly supportive of it. This doesn't mean your partner needs to have the same career path, but they need to respect and admire your work ethic.
Are there any particular signs that stand out as especially compatible with a Capricorn man?
Yes. The sources specifically mention Taurus, Virgo, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces as potentially harmonious matches.
Now, I'm curious about those water signs, Cancer and Pisces.
Yeah.
Their energy seems so different from a Capricorn's.
Yeah.
How does that dynamic work in a relationship?
That's a great question. You're right. On the surface, they seem quite different. But those differences can create a really dynamic partnership. Water signs bring a depth of emotion and intuition that can help soften Capricorn's sometimes rigid exterior. Remember, you're being called to embrace your full range of strengths this year, including your sensitive side. And a partner with water sign energy can help you tap into that.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's about finding that balance
Yes.
between ambition and emotional connection.
Exactly. And remember, regardless of astrological compatibility, open communication is always key in any relationship, especially this year, with Saturn's influence encouraging clear and direct dialogue. So don't be afraid to express your needs and desires. And equally important, make sure you're truly listening to your partner's perspective.
Yeah.
That's so important. And it really ties into that theme we've been talking about, building a strong foundation. Right? That applies to relationships too. It's about creating stability, security through, open, honest communication.
I love that. Like you're building a fortress of love brick by brick through honest conversations and shared dreams.
Exactly. Now, shifting gears a bit, our sources also highlighted the importance of health and well-being for our Capricorn listener in 2025.
Of course. We can't forget about taking care of ourselves amidst all this ambition and goal setting.
Right.
Right? What kind of advice do the stars offer on that front?
Well, as you know, Capricorns are known for their incredible work ethic.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes that can lead to burnout if you're not careful.
Yeah.
So this year, the cosmos is really nudging you to prioritize self-care.
So what does that look like practically? Are we talking spa days and meditation retreats?
It can certainly include those things, but it's really about finding what brings you a sense of balanced rejuvenation. Maybe it's spending time in nature. Maybe it's reconnecting with a creative hobby that you've neglected. Or maybe it's simply making sure you're getting enough sleep.
It's about listening to your body and giving it what it needs to thrive.
Right, precisely. And this is where your natural Capricorn discipline can really come in handy.
Yeah.
You can apply that same focus and determination to creating healthy habits. Think of it as setting goals for your well-being, just like you would for your career or your finances.
That's a great way to frame it. It takes that sometimes overwhelming idea of self-care and turns it into something tangible and achievable.
Exactly. Now, in addition to healthy habits, our sources also mention something quite interesting: crystals. Apparently, garnet and onyx resonate strongly with Capricorn energy.
I've heard a bit about crystals and their energetic properties, but to be honest, I'm not entirely sure how they work.
Yeah.
Can you shed some light on that for our listener? And maybe for me as well.
Of course. So crystals have been used for centuries in various cultures for their healing and metaphysical properties, and it's believed they vibrate at specific frequencies that can influence our own energy fields.
So it's almost like they act as a tuning fork, helping to align our energy with a specific intention.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And for Capricorns, garnet and onyx are particularly potent. Garnet, with its fiery red hue, is associated with passion, vitality, commitment. It's said to boost energy levels, ignite that inner fire that drives you towards your goals.
So if our listener's feeling a bit burnt out or lacking motivation, garnet could be a helpful ally.
Absolutely. It can help reignite that spark, remind you of the passion that fuels your purpose.
And what about onyx? What kind of energy does that stone bring to the table?
Onyx is a grounding and protective stone. Its deep black color is associated with strength, stability, resilience. It's believed to help absorb negative energy and provide a sense of shielding from outside influences.
That sounds incredibly helpful for a Capricorn who's carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders, as they often do.
Exactly. It can help you stay grounded and focused amidst challenges. And it can also support you in setting healthy boundaries.
So it's almost like having a little energetic bodyguard, helping to deflect negativity and keep you on track.
That's a great way to put it. Now, it's important to remember that crystals are tools, not magic wands. They work in conjunction with your own intentions and actions.
So it's not about relying solely on the crystals to do the work for you, but rather using them as a support system to amplify your own efforts.
Exactly. It's about creating synergy between your own energy and the energy of the crystals.
Now, before we move on, I want to touch on something we mentioned earlier. The idea of Capricorn men being drawn to partners who mirror their ambition. I'm wondering, could this also apply to friendships?
That's a really interesting question, and I think it absolutely can. Capricorns thrive in environments
Right.
where they're surrounded by people who inspire and challenge them. So having friends who share that ambitious spirit can be incredibly supportive.
It's like having a team of cheerleaders, pushing you to be your best and celebrating your successes along the way.
Precisely. And it's not just about having friends who are equally driven, but also about having friends who are understanding of your commitment to your goals.
So they don't take it personally when you have to skip a social event because you're working on a project or pursuing a new opportunity.
Exactly. They get it. They see the bigger picture, and they respect your dedication.
That's so important.
Uh,
Now let's shift our focus back to the individual journey of our Capricorn listener. The sources mention that 2025 is a year of gradual progress. How can he stay motivated and focused on his goals when the results might not be immediate?
That's where his innate Capricorn patience comes in. This isn't a sign that expects overnight success. Capricorns understand that anything worthwhile takes time and effort.
But knowing that intellectually and actually embodying that patience are two different things, are there any tips or strategies our listener can use to cultivate that long-term vision?
Absolutely. One thing that can be really helpful is breaking down big goals into smaller, more manageable steps. This creates a sense of momentum, accomplishment along the way, even if that final destination is still far off.
So it's like creating a roadmap with milestones along the way, so you can celebrate those small victories as you journey towards that bigger goal.
Exactly. And it's also important to remember your why. Why are you pursuing this particular goal? What is it that truly motivates you? Connecting with that deeper purpose can help you stay inspired, even when faced with challenges.
That's such a powerful reminder. It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and lose sight of the bigger picture. But remembering that why can reignite your passion, keep you moving forward.
Exactly. And it's also important to surround yourself with supportive people, like we talked about earlier. Having friends, family, or mentors who believe in your vision can make all the difference.
It's like having a team of cheerleaders on the sidelines, cheering you on every step of the way. Now, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, exploring everything from career and finances to relationships and self-care. As we move into the final part of our conversation, what key takeaways do you think are most important for our Capricorn listener to remember as he navigates the year ahead?
I think the overarching theme for our Capricorn listener in 2025 is building a strong foundation in all areas of his life.
And it's not just about building any foundation, right? It's about creating something solid, enduring, something that can withstand the tests of time.
Exactly. It's about using those natural Capricorn traits, like discipline, determination, strategic mind, to create a life that's truly aligned with your values and aspirations.
So it's almost like we're encouraging our listener to approach this year as a master architect, carefully planning and constructing each element of his life.
I love that analogy. And remember, just like an architect needs a blueprint, you need a clear vision for what you want to create. What does your ideal life look like? What are the non-negotiables? What are you willing to compromise on?
Once you have that vision in place, then you can start laying those foundational blocks. And we've talked about some of those key areas already: career, finances, relationships, and health. But it's also important to remember that this is an ongoing process. It's not about achieving perfection overnight.
That's so important to remember because Capricorns can be so hard on themselves. This year, practice being kind to yourself. Celebrate the small victories along the way. Remember that progress, not perfection, is the goal.
Absolutely. Now, we've talked a lot about the practical steps our listener can take, but what about the energetic or spiritual side of things? Any advice on how he can tap into his inner strength and resilience?
Well, we talked about crystals earlier, and those can be wonderful tools for amplifying your energy and intention. But there are also practices like meditation or mindfulness that can help you connect with your inner wisdom and cultivate a sense of peace amidst the busyness of life.
And those practices can be especially helpful for a Capricorn who tends to carry the weight of responsibility on their shoulders.
Right, absolutely. They can help create a sense of balance and allow you to release some of that burden.
And remember that February 19th we mentioned earlier,
Yes.
with the Moon trine Saturn alignment,
Yes.
that could be a powerful day to really tune into those intuitive insights and trust your inner guidance.
Yes. That alignment is like a cosmic gift, urging you to step into your full power and make those bold moves that align with your soul's purpose.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the astrological landscape of 2025 for our Capricorn listener, what's the one message you want him to carry with him as he steps into this new year?
I would say this: trust yourself. Trust your instincts. Trust your ability to create the life you desire. You have all the tools you need within you. This year is simply about refining those tools and using them to build something truly magnificent.
Beautifully said. And if our listener's craving even more personalized cosmic guidance as he embarks on this journey of building and becoming, we invite him to explore our pre-recorded audio readings. They're like having your own personal astrologer, providing tailored insights and advice delivered straight to your inbox.
You'll find purchase links in the episode description. Until next time, may your journey be filled with clarity, purpose, and the unwavering belief in your ability to create a life that reflects the brilliance within you.